Welcome to another edition of the DAMY vlog. Dr. Duizer here. Thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to quickly share a story about parenting, specifically the best piece of parenting advice I have ever gotten. The story begins with us on a beach at this time last year. If you're not familiar with our journey so far, we've got a little baby girl who's almost 2, and we've got one on the way. And at this time last year, she was almost 1, and we were playing on the beach in Parksville, which is a beautiful place on Vancouver Island that has kilometers and kilometers of beaches. And we were basically by ourselves, and we were playing in the sand, and she was loving it. It was just the best thing ever. Amy was there, and we were having a great time. And then this father and this 5 or 6 year old came over to chat with us quickly, and our baby True was excited to see them, and they immediately started playing with her, and it was adorable. And then the father just basically got right into it. He said, "If I can give you one piece of advice." I said, "Okay, nice to meet you, sure." And he said, "If I can give you one piece of advice, acknowledge them, acknowledge their emotions, and understand where they're developing emotionally, and support them in that process, and have compassion for their emotional development. But cognitively, understand that they're probably smarter than you think they are, and you should act like you know that, and challenge them accordingly, cognitively." And we were just like, "Okay, man, sure. Thanks for the advice." Just random, out of nowhere, out of the blue. But, he seemed like a very kind person, and he went on to tell us the story of his child. I think the child was 6 or 7, actually. He was saying how he spoke all these languages, and he was training at this really great school, and he shared his professional experience. He was a professional in a certain industry that is well respected. And we were like, okay, great. This is a good piece of advice coming from a legitimate source. And since that moment, we have been checking in with our baby's development periodically and putting challenges in front of her, and she's been so excited to have these challenges, and she's been so excited to move forward. And then as we talk more and more about her as a person, we recognize that when she was the tiniest baby, she was wanting to do more, and her frustrations early on were her wanting to do the big girl stuff, and her wanting to move forward, and her wanting to be challenged. And since we've gotten this piece of advice, we've read more challenging books. We've talked to her more like an adult. Well, I have specifically. Amy always did. Amy always spoke to her even when she couldn't speak. Amy read to her when she couldn't understand what was being read to her. But I've joined in since this moment, and it's been great for her development. We're continuing to challenge her, and she's continuing to want to move forward. And I think that this is something that needs to be spoken about. Kids want to learn. Kids want to exercise their capacity to grow and change and develop. And that doesn't mean that things won't happen emotionally. There won't be challenges emotionally as they start to understand their neurotransmitter release, or they start to experience what it feels like to have emotional release, and experience what it feels like to have neurotransmitter release and stress hormone release, and all the different hormones that are involved in daily living. As they start to recognize those, there's going to be emotional changes, and we have to be compassionate for them and support them through those. Understand that they're still developing. But on the cognitive side, we continue to put things in front of them that challenge them, and that will help them grow and develop in the most optimal way. I really wanted to share that on the vlog here because I think it's been so powerful for me to just think about. I think that we had the idea to do this anyways, and I think Amy was on this from day one, but I like to understand why to do things and to see them in action. And since I got that piece of input, I've been consciously doing it, and I think that she's really benefited from it. So if you haven't been challenging your kids, or putting things in front of them that might stimulate their or fulfill that desire to be challenged, it might be something to consider. If you like what we do on the vlog here, please subscribe, Give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're well.